Coming up next, it's Seneca East versus Put-in-Bay. This is going to be a catastrophic cranial collision. Only one team can leave victorious. Who's it going to be? Only one way to find out. BGSU's Brain Game starts right now. And welcome to BGSU's Brain Game. It is Seneca East versus Put-in-Bay. Let's meet our teams. Going to start with Seneca East. Tell us who you are.
I'm Eli, and I'm a junior. This is Dell, and he's a junior. And this is Thomas, and he's a senior.
And your coach is?
Steve Heel.
All right. Put-in-Bay, tell us who you are.
I'm Max, and I'm a senior. This is Lucy. She's a sophomore. And this is Joe. He's a junior. And our coach is Miss Renz.
All right, it's our team, so let's get to it. We're going to start off things as we always do with our toss-up round. In this round, all questions are worth 10 points. There is no deduction for an incorrect answer. You may confer before buzzing in, and you can steal a question in this round. Put-in-Bay, Seneca East, are you ready? All right, this toss-up round starts right now. What position will the tallest player on your basketball team most likely play? That would be Seneca East. Eli?
Post.
Incorrect. Put-in-Bay, would you like to steal? That would be Joe.
Point guard.
Incorrect. Center is what we needed specifically. Identify the 20th century American artist who created many visual works using a soup can as his subject. That would be Put-in-Bay. Lucy?
Andy Warhol.
Andy Warhol is correct. Although many details of the government established by the U.S. Constitution draw from the influence of British law, from which ancient republic did the framers? That would be Seneca East. Eli?
The Roman Republic.
Rome is correct. In what Midwestern city can the Jane Addams Hull House Museum be found? That would be Seneca East. Eli?
Chicago.
Chicago is correct. A turducken is made up of turkey, duck, and what other meat? That would be Seneca East. Dell?
Chicken.
Chicken, correct. He helped farmers and shepherds name the Greek god that looked like a man but had the ears, horns, tail, and legs of a goat. That would be Put-in-Bay. Lucy?
Pan.
Pan is correct. Identify the U.S. constitutional amendment that directs the terms of the president and vice president to end at noon on the 20th day of January. That would be Seneca East. Eli?
27th.
Incorrect. Put-in-Bay, would you like to steal? That would be Joe.
25th.
Incorrect. The 20th Amendment. If you go to a website and you see the abbreviation FAQ, for what does FAQ stand? That would be Put-in-Bay. Max?
Frequently asked questions.
Correct. After the death of this great conqueror at the age of 33, his generals carved up. That would be Seneca East. Eli?
Alexander the Great.
Correct. Name the American League baseball player who won the 2017 Cy Young Award. Time was up. We were looking for Corey Kluber there. Name the American abolitionist who led the raid on Harper's Ferry. Seneca East. Eli?
Frederick Douglass.
Incorrect. Put-in-Bay, would you like to steal? That would be Joe.
Nat Turner.
Incorrect. John Brown. Jump in when you know the number described. Most extreme number on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane scale. Atomic number of boron. That would be Seneca East. Dell?
5.
5 is correct. In the 2017 version of this extreme sport broadcast on NBC, 40 men and exactly 1 woman qualified for the Las Vegas Championship. Name? That would be Seneca East. Dell?
Poker.
Incorrect. Name this television show that is a spin-off of the Japanese TV series Suzuki, where competitors must compete in a series of torturous physical obstacles. But would you like to steal? That would be Joe.
American Race.
Incorrect. American Ninja Warrior. When writing a sequence, we often use a series of 3 dots at the end to indicate something omitted or that it continues to infinity. What do we call those 3 dots? That would be Seneca East. Thomas.
An ellipse.
Incorrect. Put-in-Bay, would you like to steal? That would be Put-in-Bay. Max.
Elliptical.
Incorrect. Ellipsis. Ellipsis is what we needed there. Not an ellipse, ellipsis. In the sentence, after the building stopped shaking, the room was filled with a deafening silence. Which phrase is classified as an oxymoron? That would be Joe. Put-in-Bay.
Deafening silence.
Deafening silence is correct. The satirical tale of Buck Fanshaw's funeral was originally published in which volume of Mark Twain's works? That would be Seneca East. Eli.
Uncle John's Cabin.
Incorrect. Put-in-Bay. Would you like to steal? That would be Joe.
The Adventures of Tom Sawyer.
Incorrect. Roughing It is what we were looking for there. Let's take a look at our score. A very, very close competition. We have Put-in-Bay with 40 points and Seneca East with 50 points. A very close competition. You're going to want to stick around. Why? Because our head-to-head round is coming up next. Stay tuned. And welcome back to BGSU's Brain Game. It is Put-in-Bay at 40 points and Seneca East at 50 points as we get ready to go to our head-to-head round. But before we do that, let's stop and let's meet some of our subs. Going to start with Seneca East. Who has joined your team?
This is Hallie, and she's a senior.
All right, welcome to you. And Put-in-Bay, who is your sub?
This is Nora. She's a sophomore.
All right, welcome to Nora. This is our head-to-head round, and it goes something like this. There are 15 questions in this round. It is 2 minutes and 30 seconds. There is no deduction for an incorrect answer, and you may confer in this round, but here is the twist. One team stays in the studio, the other one goes into isolation. Once that team that's in the studio finishes that round, we swap them, we do it all over again. At the end of that round, we will reveal our score and see who's in the lead. All right, with Seneca East, you are at 50 points. That means that you are sticking around, and Put-in-Bay, you're heading to isolation. All right, Seneca East, are you ready? All right, your 2 minutes and 30 seconds starts right now. During which decade of the 19th century was the Statue of Liberty dedicated to the United States by President Grover Cleveland?
The 1830s.
Incorrect. 1880s. With which sport would one associate the moves or plays called set shot, blocking out, and dribble?
Basketball.
Correct. In 332 BC, what Macedonian king founded the Egyptian city of Alexandria?
Alexander the Great.
Correct. What respiratory structure lies between the larynx and the bronchi?
Diaphragm.
Incorrect. Trachea. Who was Jacob Marley's business partner?
Scrooge.
Correct. A play is often divided into major and minor sections. The major divisions are called acts. What are the minor divisions called?
Scenes.
Correct. In the following sentence, the city was settled by the Spanish. State the voice of the verb.
Spanish.
Incorrect. Passive voice. In what geological period were the crinoids most prominent?
Cretaceous.
Incorrect. Carboniferous. Enamel covers what hard tooth tissue?
Pass.
Dentin. Most every night the sky is lit by beautiful stars. What is the name of the star located nearest the Earth?
Ursa Minor.
Incorrect. The sun. In what eastern state can you find the Green Mountains?
West Virginia.
Incorrect. Vermont. The Celsius temperature scale was previously known as what?
Pass.
Centigrade scale. In what year did Richard Nixon resign as U.S. president?
1979.
Incorrect. 1974. If I have myocardial infarction, what first aid technique do I hope you know?
CPR.
Correct. Who wrote the short story The Monkey's Paw?
Edgar Allan Poe.
Incorrect. W. Jacobs. That is all 15 questions in the head-to-head round for you. So that is the end of head-to-head round, and it's time for you to go to isolation. All right, let's bring back in Put-in-Bay. All right, welcome back, Put-in-Bay. Are you ready for your head-to-head round? Your 2 minutes and 30 seconds start right now. During which decade of the 19th century was the Statue of Liberty dedicated to the United States by President Grover Cleveland?
90s.
Incorrect. 1880s. With which sport would one associate the moves or plays called set shot, blocking out, and dribble?
Basketball.
Correct. In 332 BC, what Macedonian king founded the Egyptian city of Alexandria?
Alexander the Great.
Alexander the Great.
Correct. What respiratory structure lies between the larynx and the bronchi?
Vocal cords.
Pass.
Trachea. Who was Jacob Marley's business partner?
Pass.
Ebenezer Scrooge. A play is often divided into major and minor sections. The major divisions are called acts. What are the minor divisions called?
Intermissions.
Incorrect. Scenes. In the following sentence, the city was settled by the Spanish. State the voice of the verb.
Pass.
Passive voice. In what geological period were the crinoids most prominent?
Ordovician.
Incorrect. Carboniferous is what we needed there. Enamel covers what hard tooth tissue?
Teeth.
Not for the tissue. Bone.
Dentin is what we needed there. Most every night, the sky is lit by beautiful stars. What is the name of the star located nearest the Earth?
Proxima Centauri.
Proxima Centauri.
Incorrect. The sun. In what eastern state can you find the Green Mountains?
Vermont.
Vermont.
Correct. The Celsius temperature scale was previously known as what?
Pass.
Centigrade scale. In what year did Richard Nixon resign as U.S. president?
74.
74.
Correct. If I have a myocardial infarction, what first aid technique do I hope you know?
CPR.
CPR.
Correct. Who wrote the short story The Monkey's Paw? You did not buzz in. End of round. All right, it is the end of the head-to-head round for you, Put-in-Bay. It is time to wipe our score, and let's bring back in Seneca East. Welcome back to Seneca East. It is now time to reveal our scores to both of our teams. We're going to start off with Put-in-Bay. Your score now stands at 90 points, and Seneca East is at 100 points. A very, very, very close competition, and you're going to want to stick around. It's just because of that, and you want to know why? Because our category round's coming up next, where questions are worth 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30 points. Stay tuned. And welcome back to BGSU's Brain Game. It is Put-in-Bay with 90 points and Seneca East with 100 points. A very, very close competition as we head into the category round. Before we get started with that, though, let's check in with some substitutions. Seneca East, who has joined your team?
This is John, and he's a junior.
All right, welcome to you. And Put-in-Bay?
This is also Max. He's a freshman.
All right, welcome to you. All right, this is our category round where things can get really interesting. Why? Because there are 6 categories to choose from inside each category. Our questions were 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30 points. But beware, you can lose those same number of points with an incorrect answer. As always, you can confer before buzzing in, not after, and you can steal a question. I repeat, you can steal a question in this round. All right, Put-in-Bay, since you are at 90 points, you get to make the first selection.
Sitcom characters 10.
Sitcom characters for 10 points. I will name characters from old and new well-known situation comedies. You are to identify the sitcom. Monica, Chandler, that would be Put-in-Bay. Joe.
Friends.
Friends is correct. Put-in-Bay still in control. And we're tied.
15.
Sitcom characters for 15 points. Pam, Jim, that would be Put-in-Bay. Joe.
The Office.
The Office is correct. Put-in-Bay takes the lead and is in control.
20.
Sitcom characters for 20 points. Radar, Honeycutt, that would be Seneca East. John.
MASH.
MASH is correct, and Seneca East takes control.
Armed services for 20.
Armed services for 20 points. I will name a place, symbol, or song associated with one of the armed services of the United States. You determine if the unit is the Army, Navy, Air Force, or Marines. There is no Coast Guard included here. Song adapted from the U.S. Field Artillery March. That would be Seneca East. Eli.
Army.
Army is correct. Seneca East in control.
The armed services for 25.
Armed services now for 25 points. The armed force where a yeoman serves. That would be Seneca East. Eli.
Air Force.
Incorrect. Put-in-Bay, would you like to steal? That would be Put-in-Bay. Joe.
Marines.
Incorrect. Navy. Seneca East in control.
Titles and authors for 15.
Titles and authors for 15 points. Given the title of each work of literature, identify the author. A Farewell to Arms. That would be Seneca East. Eli.
Ernest Hemingway.
Correct. Seneca East in control.
Armed services for 30.
Armed services now for 30 points. Uses 2 mules as its mascot. Seneca East. John.
Navy.
Incorrect. Put-in-Bay, would you like to steal? They say no. It was the Army. Seneca East in control.
Titles and authors for 25.
Titles and authors for 25 points. The Virginian. Owen Wister is what we needed there. Seneca East in control.
Titles and authors for 20.
Titles and authors now for 20 points. Babbitt. Sinclair Lewis is what we were looking for there. Seneca East still in control.
State facts for 20.
State facts for 20 points. Identify the U.S. state that is associated with each of the following facts. State where the Battle of Little Bighorn took place. That would be Put-in-Bay. Joe.
South Dakota.
Incorrect. Seneca East. That would be Eli.
Pennsylvania.
Incorrect. Montana. Seneca East in control.
Armed services for 15.
Armed services now for 15 points. The armed force whose song's first line is "Off we go into the wild blue yonder." That would be Put-in-Bay. Max number 2.
Air Force.
Air Force is correct. Put-in-Bay takes control and the lead.
Sitcom characters 25.
Sitcom characters for 25 points. Sam, Norm, Cliff, Carla, Woody, and Diane. That would be Cheers. Put-in-Bay in control.
Sitcom characters 30.
Sitcom characters now for 30 points. Dorothy, Blanche, and Rose. That would be Seneca East. Dell.
Golden Girls.
Golden Girls is correct. Seneca East takes control and the lead.
State facts for 25.
State facts now for 25 points. The highest bridge in the world is located over the Royal Gorge in this state. That would be Seneca East. John.
Colorado.
Colorado is correct. And Seneca East in control.
State facts for 30.
State facts now for 30 points. World's first skyscraper, the 10-story home insurance building, was built in this state in 1885. That would be Illinois. Seneca East in control.
Titles and authors for 10.
Titles and authors for 10 points. Lord of the Flies. That would be Seneca East. Eli.
William Golding.
William Golding is correct. Seneca East in control.
Titles and authors for 30.
Titles and authors now for 30, finishing this category. The Portrait of a Lady. Henry James is what we needed there. Seneca East in control.
Begins with FRE for 20.
Begins with FRE for 20 points. Identify each of the following people, places, or ideas that begin with the letters FRE. If the correct response is a person's name, his or her last name begins with FRE. One of the several ridges set across the fingerboard of a stringed instrument. That would be Put-in-Bay, max 2.
Fret.
Fret is correct. Put-in-Bay takes control.
Begins with free 25.
Begins with FRE for 25. A state of violent agitation. That will be Seneca East. Dell.
Frenzy.
Frenzy is what we were looking for. Yes. Seneca East in control.
State facts for 15, please.
State facts for 15 points. State that is known as the last frontier. That would be Seneca East. Eli.
Alaska.
Alaska is correct. Seneca East in control.
State facts for 10, please.
State facts for 10 points. 2/3 of all potatoes grown in the United States. That would be Put-in-Bay, max number 2.
Idaho.
Idaho is correct. That is the end of the category round. Let's take a look at our score. We have Put-in-Bay with 115 points, and still in the lead is Seneca East with 185 points. Still anybody's game. Stick around. Our brainstorm round is coming up next. And welcome back to BGSU's Brain Game. Still a very close competition, anyone's game. Put-in-Bay 115 points, Seneca East with 185. Before we move on, let's meet our new subs. We're going to start with Seneca East. Who is in for your team now?
This is Owen, and he's a freshman.
All right, welcome to Owen and Put-in-Bay.
This is Elena. She's a sophomore.
All right, welcome to our subs. You're just in time for the brainstorm round, and it goes a little something like this. All questions in this round are worth 20 points. Negative 20 points for an incorrect answer. You may confer before buzzing in, but you cannot steal. I repeat, you cannot steal in this round. Put-in-Bay, Seneca East, are you ready? 3 minutes of brainstorm starts right now. Of which former 1823 presidential policy was the Roosevelt corollary considered an extension? That would be Put-in-Bay. Joe.
Monroe Doctrine.
Monroe Doctrine is correct. In the Middle Ages, what type of entertainer did a ruler keep in court to tell jokes and create? That would be Seneca East. Dell.
Jester.
Jester, yes. Identify the adverb clause in the following sentence. When Mary arrives, please tell her I'm on my way. When Mary arrives. With which form of creative expression would one associate the terms basting, darning, and whip stitch? That would be Put-in-Bay. Max.
Sewing.
Correct, yes, we'll accept that. In legend and lore, which manipulative legendary sorceress was the half-sister of the mythical British King Arthur? Morgan Le Fay is what we needed there. Whose third law of motion basically states action causes reaction? That would be Put-in-Bay. Max.
Newton.
Newton is correct. What do we commonly call frozen carbon dioxide? That would be Put-in-Bay. Joe.
Dry ice.
Dry ice, yes. Name the first state to secede from the Union in 1860. That would be Put-in-Bay. Joe.
South Carolina.
South Carolina is correct. This mythological son of Hermes was a crafty thief who stole livestock from his neighbors. Name him. Autoclus. What musical concept written with a pound sign raises a musical note by half a step? That would be Put-in-Bay. Joe?
Sharp.
Sharp is correct. In what Missouri city did Huckleberry Finn live? That would be Seneca East. Eli?
St. Louis.
Incorrect. St. Petersburg. What color was Anne's hair in Anne of Green Gables series? That would be Seneca East. Dell?
Ginger.
Can we accept that? We will accept that, yes. What is the most common type of clarinet that is used today? B flat. What do we call an equilateral rectangle? That would be Put-in-Bay. Max?
Square.
Square, yes. Name the family from Eugene O'Neill's Long Day's Journey into Night. End of the round. We were looking for Tyrone there. Let's take a look at our score. We have Seneca East with 205 and our winner, Put-in-Bay, with 255 points. Let's give both these teams a big round of applause. In the spirit of good sportsmanship, let's meet in the middle, shake hands, and we will see you at the next BGSU Brain Game. Come on out, everybody.